Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, Jeremy. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I just want to welcome you out to the rNetwork quarantined quarter. No, I'm just kidding. Just welcome you out to the rNetwork business overview. And this is our first regional event that we're going to be doing. And our next regional event is coming up, and I'll let you know the date here right in just a second. But I wanted to welcome you out. My name's Dave Dove, the Director of Sales for the company. And I have the great privilege of opening and closing this off today. But also, we have some presenters that I would like to introduce you to. Is our corporate trainers, Ed Terranova and John Stahl. These guys are incredible individuals. Let me just tell you, first of all, they work hard. They help everybody that they can. But more importantly, the thing I love about these guys is their heart. Their heart's in the right place. They're focused on making a difference. And these guys are going to spend just about 25 minutes or so with the business overview. And then shortly after that, we will have our guest speaker tonight, which is going to be from one of our founders of the company. And I'll introduce this individual here in just a few minutes. But without further ado, I'd like to turn the time over to these two gentlemen to take it from here, and then I'll see you on the other side.
Awesome, right. Dave. Thanks so much. And folks, we want to welcome you here tonight. John and I are real excited. Sometimes you'll see we get very excited. John's just a dynamo. I mean, I'm so thrilled to have the opportunity to work with John. He's a family man, married, got two beautiful daughters, and he's got a dog too that you'll find on his lap quite often. Spent 8 years in the military. Thank you for your service, John, in the Marine Corps. Spent numerous years with several companies, one of which he was #1 in the world in a company that if I mentioned the name to you, you'd know it. And he's also experienced network marketing for over 20 years. So we're really honored and blessed to have John Stahl with us. John, why don't you share with everybody what is rNetwork? Take it away.
Hey, thank you so much, Eddie. And thank you so much, Dave Dove. Thank you so much, rNetwork family. Let me tell you something. It's a blessing and a privilege to be on board with you on this special, special night. You know, the first regional Zoom. Let me tell you something. You guys are at the right place at the right time. And I want to welcome you. If you're new to this, right, all I really want you to do is just sit back and relax, enjoy. Like JP always says, you want to grab a pen, take some copious notes, and welcome to the rNetwork. And let's first start with our vision, right? We're a participation marketplace that is creating a revolutionary financial movement. Now, here it is, right? That is shifting the power and the profits from big businesses today to us, the individuals. Now, how are we doing that? It's all through the power of the network. We're able to leverage exclusive savings and drive greater income for all who wish to participate. And it all started with these unbelievable, I love to call them pedigrees of business, right? Welcome to our executives and founders of the rNetwork. We've got Richard Smith, our president, Mr. Troy Muhlestein, he's our chief financial officer, Trent Walker, chief executive officer, Kevin Wiscombe, our chief revenue officer, and Roger Taylor, our chief marketing officer. Let me tell you something. These guys can move mountains. And I tell you what, I'm so blessed to be on board with this team because I tell you what, they got 80 years of unbelievable business success, 11 very successful businesses generating over $1 billion in revenue. That's with the B now, right? Coming to us from direct sales, Fortune 500 companies, banking and fintech with Google, right? Financial and marketing basically coming to us from NASCAR. I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any better. So here's the thing. I love to say this, right? You're in business for yourself, but you're certainly not in business by yourself. And it all comes up with these guiding principles that these great executives came up with, right? We're going to talk about these tonight. Find out where the world is going and get there first. Let me tell you something. That's absolutely evident and taking place right now as we speak. How about this? Make more money than you spend And here's our mission statement, right? To lose your life in the betterment of others. Welcome to the rNetwork. Let's kind of go back with the evolution of business. I love this because this really, really identifies finding out where the world is going and get there first. And it all started back in the 80s, right? With the computers, followed by the 90s with the internet, social media in the 2000s, just 10 years ago, right? The marketplace. Now look at these companies that are under it. Major companies, IBM, right? Google, Facebook, Amazon. Well, welcome to the new platform of business. I believe that this platform is going to be the biggest thing that ever has taken place in the history of business as we know it today, and that is the participation marketplace. Brought to you by who? The one and only rNetwork. Now, here's the thing I want you to take a look at. If you look at all those other different platforms up there, you'll see major companies. Now, here's the question I want to leave you with. If you had the ability to be a founder like you can tonight with the rNetwork, or a shareholder, what would your net worth look like today? What would your lifestyle look like today with any of those companies? Now, take a look at the rNetwork. The rNetwork isn't any different, but how many companies do you see under that platform at this time? Only one. I can guarantee you 10 years from now, 20 years from now, there'll be other companies, but there will only be one pioneer, and that's our company. Let's talk about how loyalty is created within the marketplace. Take, for example, Amazon. Amazon's going to give you a great deal and a convenient experience. Then there was a company like eBay's that was able to actually share the profits, right? Anytime somebody was shopping online. How about this? The rNetwork actually gives you both and then some. Because guess what? Today, through the participation marketplace, when you all of a sudden refer somebody to shop at Amazon, not only are they going to get a great deal, a great experience, right? But how about this? How about getting cash back and getting paid for referring somebody to that marketplace? That's the rNetwork difference. Now, imagine if you could participate in some of the world's largest industries. Take, for example, banking, trillion-dollar industry, prescriptions, travel, mobile phones, your car business, mortgages. Look at the numbers, and this is per year. We're talking multiple trillions and billion dollars a year that through membership in the rNetwork allows you to participate. So when you participate as a member, you're actually not selling anything. What you're doing is sharing revenue with some of those largest industries. And here's the big one. How about getting paid for connecting people to the marketplace? For years, right? Companies like Facebook and Google have been profiting off of your network. That's right. They've been profiting. They've been actually building their success, right? Building up the value of their stocks through your network. How about finally having an opportunity to bring your network to our network? And now, who gets to share in the profits? You do. Welcome to the rNetwork, the participation marketplace where every member wins. So here it is, and it's very simple. Become a member. It's only one-time startup fee of $25, followed by a monthly subscription of $50 a month. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. What do you get for that $50? You get the full suite of products and services. You get an unbelievable proven success launch formula training system. You've got rperks, travel, prescriptions, not only for yourself, but I love it. My dogs and my cats, they're covered. How about this one? Earn when others save. And by the way, remember, you're not selling anything. All you're doing is sharing the savings. Now, how about the global mall? The global mall gives you a full suite of products from name brand companies representing hundreds and thousands of products where you actually earn when others save. And here's the big one, and it actually gets paid out to the TBS. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's our compensation model. Absolutely a win-win. How about coming in 2020? Follow with me to the right, right? rbank. It's an FDIC insured bank giving you all of the banking services, checking account, bill pay, your savings account. Here's the big one. How about a branded debit card where you actually get paid on swipes, paid through what? The TBS. Now, down below, this is ingenious. These are what we call your personal concierge services. I love what one of my leaders, Sheila, brought up. She goes, this is unbelievable because it's like you have somebody that actually can take care of the burden and the headaches when you're looking for a mortgage, or let's say for your mobile phones or your autos. She's spot on. You know what? That's absolutely right. All you do is go ahead, get in contact with your personal concierge, and we all have one through the rNetwork, and they will actually go ahead and get you the best value based on what? Our leverage of membership. Let me tell you something. The rNetwork has the power when it comes to negotiating contracts, and there isn't anybody out there that does it better. And you'll hear from some of our testimonials. That'll be coming up later on tonight. So here's the participation marketplace. So the rNetwork is the participation marketplace. And if you take a look at it, this is kind of where we are presently, right now, introducing the global mall. This is going to be incredible, right? This is our answer to what Amazon has been doing for years, and then some, right? Followed by our concierge services, our rperks and benefits. But then you got, look, you get the medical market. We're looking at financial markets. So you know what? The bigger we get, the better it gets. Now, why are people choosing to participate with us? It's simple. What we are now doing, we're basically writing the history of business that's never ever been written before. We're uniquely positioned right now to disrupt the advertising and online marketplaces for all products and services around the world. Now, here's the big question that I always get. You know what, John? This sounds absolutely fantastic. How do I make money with the rNetwork? Well, it's simple. What we got is the Power 3 bonus. Now, do you see what it says? Anytime. So here it is. Personally enroll 3 members, 3 business members, 3 people that you want to go into business with, right? And immediately what's going to happen is you're going to be given a lifetime bonus of $50. Now, what was your monthly subscription? It was $50. So I bring in 3 people that I want to be going into business with, that I want to bless and that I want to help change their lives. And all of a sudden, guess what? The company pays you back that $50 a month residual lifetime, as long as you have 3 charter members. Here's the other big thing. It actually unlocks all 10 tiers of the compensation plan. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that actually means. Here's the other thing, a power up one-time bonus. So let's say you get those 3, right? And immediately people, when you sign up, you can immediately think of 3 people that you want to go into business with. I think the biggest challenge is to find out, which 3 is it that you want to put in first, right? When I first heard this, within an hour, I already had my 3. Okay, and this was about a year ago, and we didn't have hardly anything like what you're looking at today, right? But you get that done within 7 days. Guess what? The company's going to reward you, and you're going to find that to be very, very prevalent with the rNetwork. So not only are you going to get that $50 bonus, but you're going to get another bonus of $75. So immediately we're putting you into profit in your first 7 days. Now, let's talk about that team building structure, right? This is our compensation model. It's a 3x10 team building structure composed of 3 teams and 10 tiers. This is powerful. If you take a look at the right with me, right? 10 tiers basically gives you 88,570 plus positions. What if I told you that those positions are what we call charter members, right? What if we told you that we were going to pay you a minimum, here's the key word, a minimum of $2 for every active charter member in your network. Now, what makes them active? They're simply paying that $50. I tell you what, it gets even better because now with the rNetwork, you have the ability to actually pay for that membership. Now, this is big, right through your back office commissions. And here's the big thing, whether you enrolled them or not. Now, let's take that one step further, because what do we do at the rNetwork? We don't sell anything. We share savings. And here's the big thing, we stack commissions. So back on that little graph that we were looking at, you saw a number of times where it was paid up through what? The TBS, through the team building structure. So now take a look at it. We have Dave as the enroller. He brings in Eddie. Eddie, all of a sudden, you don't see $2, right? It's $12, right? Because if you look at it, okay, so you get $2, that's minimum. But then all of a sudden, he enjoyed through the concierge service, the mobile. He bought a car. Maybe he bought some shoes, maybe a sofa, okay? Now all of a sudden, it's not $2, but $7.40. Now, what we have also, let's say somebody is in a position, maybe a young college student, and just wants to enjoy the services, or somebody out there just wants to take a test drive. You know what? That's fine. We have what we call a position called the FANN, which is basically a customer, where they can actually test drive and enjoy some of those savings. I love what John Johnson always talks about. They can create their own testimonials. They can go into the back office, experience the power and the benefits of the global mall, and then all of a sudden choose to say, okay, do I want to be a member or I want to be a customer? I think the answer is pretty clear. So what's coming in 2020? This is big, right? We're actually going to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. That's right. So down the road, there's going to be an initial public offering. Can you imagine what that's going to look like with the global influence that we're going to have with the rNetwork? We talked a little bit about the bank, right? Where you have the ability to get paid on swipes. How about this? In international products being offered through the global mall. And through that global mall, there could also be some exclusive product offerings as well. And then how about this? Our security and so much more to come. I mean, this is not even the tip of the iceberg. So how do you actually become a founder, right? Or how can I actually enjoy, receiving some shares of stock once we take the rNetwork public? Well, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is get what? 10 people that you personally enrolled onto your team. And as long as you get that done by April 30th, you're going to rank up as a founder, okay? You're going to be awarded shares in the rNetwork, public offering, IPO, and here's the big thing. You're also going to be able to participate in the global bonus pools. I'm talking bonus pools that are company-wide, all by simply getting 10 people that you want to go into business with. Let me tell you something. This compensation plan is an absolute win-win. So in just kind of wrap some things up. So really, what makes the rNetwork difference? I get this question quite a bit, right? You make money when others save, right? You're going to save on thousands of retail name brands, right? And the rNetwork is actually partnering with a bank where you're going to get paid on debits and swipes. And I think this is the big one, right? There's no inventory to stock up on. There's no shipping. There's no drop fees. None of that. We have absolutely changed that. And I can guarantee you this, that is a game changer. But don't take it from me. Let's actually hear from some of our key leaders around the country, around the world that are doing it. And so what I really want to do is bring back Ed Terranova. I'll tell you what, I love this guy. He is our global master trainer. He comes to us with just years of experience. He was a retired firefighter. Get this, on duty at 9/11. I want to thank you, sir, for your service, who has impacted hundreds and thousands of lives and is in the process of probably changing tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands. Ed Terranova, back to you.
Hey, John, thank you so much. And I want to join all over again. You get me so excited. This presentation, this opportunity is just so amazing. So, folks, what we want to do right now is we want to kind of go around the country just so you could get a feel, actually, into a couple of countries tonight. Eventually, we'll be going around the world. I know there's some people in India that would love to be on this right now, but we're really looking at this from a regional perspective. But we have some real dynamos that we want to share with you. You know, in our opportunity, anybody can do this. So, John, if we will, let's go to our first. We're going to go up to Vancouver, British Columbia, and hear from Janet Jorgensen. Janet is a consummate professional, just doing a fantastic job. And Janet, we know that you're excited and enthused. Please share with everybody what the rNetwork means to you.
Thank you so much, Ed, and good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm a serial entrepreneur in both network marketing and traditional business for over 30 years. And you know, I really didn't think I'd ever find an opportunity I'd be drawn to like this again. However, my friend Ruth, whom I hadn't even seen for 8 years, shared a quick video, the comp plan, and the business overview with me. And after I saw it, I said, wow, how incredible. It's simply a membership to share benefits. I could immediately envision trillions of dollars helping millions of people save and make money all over the globe by not even changing our daily spending habits. So that made me so excited. And I just went to work right away and found my 3 within hours and my 10 in the next 48. And here we are in 72 hours, voila, a debt-free business. I couldn't believe this. People, this is the most brilliant, cutting-edge, practical piece of disruptive technology I've ever seen. And I love our network. And you, the people, are the power. So don't hesitate. Join this revolution today. It's a decision that could positively help secure your financial future, and it'll make you smile bigger and better again.
Fantastic. Jana, thank you so much. And now we're going to go out to California, and we're going to hear from a young gentleman who is absolutely tearing this up, Rudy and Victoria Salea out in Huntington Beach, California. Rudy, share with us what the rNetwork means to you.
Absolutely, Ed. Thank you so much for bringing me on. Again, from here in Huntington Beach, I've had 15 years in sales trying to climb the corporate ladder. And while in and out of network marketing over the last 10 years and just trying other things, I never really found home in any, no true success. I'm a firm believer that if your business is in your heart and your heart is in your business, then you're in the right company. And so I never really felt that until I joined rNetwork. And I have to give a big shout out and a big thank you to my good friend and my mentor, Bobby Jones from Fontana, California, for introducing me to this opportunity. I remember within my first 30 days, I took massive action. I became fully immersed on the platform and the business as a result. I became a founder along with my wife, Victoria, and we've been helping everybody else do the same ever since. All I can tell you right now, guys, is if you never limit yourself, because you never know how far you can go until you push yourself as far as you can. And now rNetwork can really take us to our dream destination. So right back to you, Ed. Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic, Rudy. Thanks so much, and keep doing a great job. And now we're going to go down to Baltimore, Maryland. We're going to hear from Tyrone Hutton. Tyrone is a professional, seasoned professional that has the wisdom behind the ages. And Tyrone, I want to tell you, it's a pleasure to be working this business with you. Please share with everybody what the rNetwork means to you.
Absolutely. Can you hear me, Ed?
Sound great, buddy.
Hey, well, thank you, man. Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Hutton. I'm out of the state of Maryland with my beautiful wife, Tianette. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to be involved with an incredible opportunity like the rNetwork. I've been in the industry for well over 20 years, and I've been looking for that one time for the last time opportunity. I decided real quick that saving money and then making money while helping other people save money, that was a revolutionary concept. So I got my 3 charter members, and then I got my 10 in the pen, qualified for shares in the company. And this is what I call an Amazon principle. Amazon doesn't make anything, but they sell everything. Well, rNetwork is going to allow us to not have to sell anything, but we're going to be able to get paid on everything. So I'm excited, and I appreciate the introduction. Ed Terranova, my good friend, thank you.
Fantastic, Tyrone. And Tyrone hit the nail on the head. We're going to be able to offer everything and anything that our members want. And the bigger we get, the better it gets. And the beauty of it is this is a global opportunity. And right now we are doing business in over 40 countries around the world. There are people from 5, 6 different countries just on this call here tonight. And eventually we will have 20 and 30 and 40 all plugging in at the same time. We're in North America, Latin America, Eastern Europe, India, and even more places to come. So let's kind of just bring this thing to a close in just a little bit. Want to share with you the importance of timing, though. You know, when companies go, they say in business, timing is everything, right? In real estate, they say location, location, location. But business, they say timing is everything. And here we are in our first year of business. We're in the formulation stage. Things are coming together. They're looking amazing. We look like a 5-year-old company, a 10-year-old company, yet we're still in our first year. And companies that go on to do hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in annualized sales tend to go through these 3 stages of growth. The first is formulation, exactly where we are right now. The second is momentum. And that's after a company hits something known as critical mass. When there's enough volume, there's enough people, there's enough buzz in the marketplace that all of a sudden it starts to take off. And then you go into stabilization or stability. And that's where companies have built themselves. That's where companies are $500 million companies, $1 billion companies, $2 billion, $3 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion companies, and they're just stable. And they go on pretty much forever, companies that make it into stabilization. So here we are, right in the beginning stages. And if you want to write one thing down tonight, I want you to write this down. That is simply this. With timing, the people who get involved before the whole world tend to be the ones that make the fortune. We're in it before anybody knows about it. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. And that's exactly where we are with the timing with our network. So what we have done so far is put together a system. And systems are duplicatable. People are not. You don't have to be a excited person like me and John. You don't have to have all the knowledge. You don't have to have all the expertise. All you have to do is plug in to the systems that we have. Everybody has the same systems. We have a system to launch your business. We have a system, and you're part of it right now, to help people train, to help people expose, to help people show. And that is part of what's bringing the success that we have to our network. And the thing that you want to remember about our network is simply this. The bigger we get, the better it gets. And guess what? The best is yet to come. Thank you for taking a look at our network tonight. We have some real special things lined up for you in the next hour. So make sure you're sitting tight. Don't leave. Put that seatbelt on, because you're going to be taken for a ride. It's my honor, privilege to bring the call back to Mr. Dave Dove, Director of Sales, just an absolute incredible asset to this company. Without Dave, we wouldn't have the things that you are looking at right now. And so, Dave, I'm going to turn it back to you. Take it away, buddy.
Hey, thank you so much, Ed. And John, I have to give it back to both of you guys. What an incredible, incredible job. I just love the energy that we have, and the enthusiasm, the passion. And thank you so much for all that you guys do. And from the company standpoint, we're very, very grateful for everybody in the field and for you guys. So I have the great privilege of bringing on our guest this evening. And let me go ahead and bring up a slide real quick, because this is going to be awesome. So our special guest this evening is Mr. Troy Muhlestein. He's our CFO. And, him and his partners combined, you heard on the presentation, have over 80 years of experience, 11 successful companies, over $1 billion in revenue, direct sales, Fortune 500. Troy Muhlestein has worked in corporate America, but also in the direct sales industry. But he knew he couldn't do this all on his own. So he surrounded himself with a team of people that come from all these different backgrounds. And what I love about Troy is how humble this guy is. And you get to hear from him this evening. So I'm going to bring on Troy and turn the time over to him to share with you some of the vision of this company. Troy, go ahead.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dave. Hey, can you hear me good, Dave?
Gotcha. Perfect. Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Let me begin by saying thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. Ed, John, fantastic job. Love working with you guys. Dave, thanks for putting this together, and the other leaders. I'm really excited for what this call can be, and I'm really excited that it gives us a platform. When I say us, the founders of the company and maybe some other strategic partners, to jump on and share with you some of the exciting things that are going on, as well as continue to share the vision of the company. So I really appreciate you inviting me onto this call. And from all 5 founders, let us be the first to say our thoughts and prayers are with all of you out there. I know these are kind of crazy times, and we're all having to navigate some things. So our prayers are with you. We hope all of you are well and safe and healthy, and we'll get through this. And as we come out of it, we're going to have a great company to go out and introduce to the world. So I guess we all have to be a little bit patient right now, but we sure hope that you're all doing well. So to begin with, everyone, I was thinking about and actually talking with Richard Smith today, and I had a conversation with Roger as well. And they both asked me, hey, what are you going to talk about tonight? And so I took a few minutes and thought about that. And I thought, what would be the most important things, the most important message I could share with, it looks like about 400 people. And I started writing down a list, and I started going through thoughts, and it became very apparent very quickly that, wow, I've got a lot of things to talk about. So I had to kind of filter it out a little bit, and hopefully this won't be the last time I get invited to the call, but I narrowed it down to just a couple of things. And as I was watching the presentation by John and watching how rNetwork was represented, man, I got so excited, and they did such a fantastic job. But I want to share with you a little bit more about the vision and expand upon that. Matter of fact, my hope is that after the call, everyone on the call will come away from here having a little bit broader perspective of what rNetwork is, what the participation marketplace is, and what our vision is and why we're doing this. So I wanted to talk about really 2 things: vision of the company, more particularly the vision of the participation marketplace, building the network, and how these 2 things work together to drive success for all of us. So to begin with, let's talk about vision a little bit. And to do that, rNetwork and this concept of a participation marketplace, which is a new term, but a very familiar term to all of us, because we've all heard the term marketplace. Matter of fact, one of the important things to do when you want to start changing the course or pivoting on the traditional definition of what people have in their minds, you have to first look at the definition of what people think and when they hear the word marketplace, what's the first thing that comes into their mind? What are people today out in society thinking and defining a marketplace to be? And I think that we would all agree that a marketplace traditionally was a place to buy goods and services, products. And then as we moved into the e-commerce world, that definition started to expand, and a marketplace became a e-commerce stop where we could go find the product we're looking for, but not only the product we're looking for, we find multiple vendors selling that product. So it almost became a very competitive place. Marketplaces where people are trying to sell many items, sometimes the very same items, and they're forced to compete, which actually benefits us. So marketplaces are really exciting, but there's some traditional downfalls of that, and we're seeing it right before our eyes. Amazon is, they're the big boys on the block right now, and I think Amazon does a phenomenal job. Matter of fact, I think my wife supports half of their sales. Hopefully many of you don't feel the same way, but Amazon has been it's been a really interesting thing in my household, And I really have a tremendous amount of respect for Jeff Bezos and what he's done. But I believe there's some downfalls with that model. And as I look at Amazon and the traditional marketplace and the competition that goes on internally on a marketplace, all the founders got together and said, you know what, there's a better way to do this. And we came up and termed the phrase participation marketplace. And I want to go into that just a little bit and share with you why there's a difference. And you really need to understand this and grab the vision of what we are so that you can now share that with other people. So let's look at a participation marketplace. To begin with, it's not an open competition. Many times we'll have products in there that potentially could compete, but our philosophy is find the right products, the products that the network, meaning you, want and need, and let's bring those products in a strategic way and present them in a way that helps you save money and earn money. Now, another difference with a participation marketplace is many marketplaces, you can call Costco, eBay marketplaces. Many of those marketplaces offer a lot of products, but when we looked at it, we said, you know what? This is our network. When I say our, I'm meaning our, O-U-R. This is all of our network. How do we bring together all of the products, all of the services that we all need and enjoy and want in our lives? How do we build something up to that scale? So we started defining this a little bit and putting it in verticals and saying, you know what? There's financial products. There's products that we just search the internet for. There are products and services that one-off products and services that we have to go engage with to enhance our lives. We have medical needs. We have all kinds of different things that we interact with. Matter of fact, if you look at your own personal economy and all of the different things that make up your lives, it's pretty daunting to think about how do we pull all that together in one place? But that's exactly what we're doing. We have identified 8 very, very specific verticals that we're going to be building product sets within these verticals that cover the biggest majority of the things that you guys engage with and participate in your lives. And you guys get to help participate in that by helping us identify those things. And you will see very shortly, when I say very shortly, let's say shortly, you will see that we're going to start engaging with you and asking your opinions on where do we go next and what types of products do we bring into the marketplace, because this is for all of us. So the other part of the participation marketplace is how do we help you benefit not only from the products in your lives, but financially with everything that happens. So we've got 2 guiding principles when it comes to the products and services we bring in. 1 has to save people money. 2, we have to be able to share the revenues, so you have to be able to earn commissions on all those products. Those are our 2 principles that we bounce every product off of. Now, in many cases, we're using third party. So for example, the global mall right now, these are third-party relationships. And so many times you'll have great products at great prices. It might not be the best price all the time, but we're moving that direction. That's what a participation marketplace is. It's an ever-expanding umbrella where we envision a time that everything you engage with in your life can be done within the marketplace. That's where we're going. That's what we're building. And that's what you get to represent. Now, it's been 10 months. We've made huge strides. Many of you probably don't recognize all the strides and all the improvements that we have made, but we've got a long way to go. But guess what? You're on this ride with us. You get to help us. You're at the forefront of this opportunity, which is so exciting. You get to tell the stories about where we were, where we started, and how we expanded, and this vision came to reality, and you get to live that with us. And it's very exciting for all of us. So I want to kind of transition a little bit and talk about the network, building the network. And why is the network so important to our success? The way we view this, and I speak for all the founders and the employees and that we call them founding employees that work here. I speak for all of us when I say this is a partnership. We've got a job to do, and it's a huge job, but you've got a job to do as well. And we're enlisting you and asking you to participate and believe with us and build the network. And as you do this, I believe that you're going to see, as we work together and the network grows, we're going to have the opportunity to go out and leverage the network, meaning our numbers, and we're going to have a loud voice and be able to bring in better products, cheaper products, more commissions to you, and we're going to be able to engage with the biggest companies in the world, and we're already seeing evidence of that. So that's why the network is so important. Matter of fact, let's talk a little bit about the network and why the compensation plan and the network fit so closely together. We've been working on this compensation plan, or versions of this compensation plan, for about 11 years. And we came to a realization about 3 years ago, actually putting a compensation plan together for a solar company, that this model and the way it's structured and the way it builds and the way it helps people work together, and the synergistic nature of the compensation plan fits perfect with this kind of a concept. See, we're not product centric. We don't have to worry about one single product. Matter of fact, we don't want you to be salespeople. We want you to share the opportunity to join the network and participate in the network any way you see fit and any way it benefits your life. And this compensation plan is structured very specifically to work with this type of a model. It's outside the box a little bit. And as you compare, it's really interesting, as you compare this compensation plan with others out in the industry, you could have some people that feel like, wow, we don't really see the benefit of that compensation plan. That's because they don't understand the vision of where we're going. The simple fact that the front end is as simple as engaging with 3 people and inviting 3 people to participate with you in this opportunity, and you get, if you do it quick enough, you get the $75 back, your initial startup cost back, and now you're cash flow positive. You're making more money than you spent, which is one of our principles, is incredible. And if you really understand the power of that, which many of you I'm sure do, that's the beginning of duplication. That's the beginning of the seed of motivation and the seed of momentum. Meaning, if someone goes out very quickly and gets 3, they're excited. And what are they going to help their 3 people do? Get excited and do the same thing. And as that duplicates and the front end of this comp plan takes hold, it's going to be incredible to see the teams that are built and the speed in which they're built. And that's all done to drive the growth of the network. We're focused right now on charter members. Eventually, we're going to flip and say, you know what? Keep building your teams. But now let's go engage the world and bring them on as fans. Let's bring them on as customers. And as you saw in the presentation, a charter membership position is a business center. That one position can have as many fans as they want to engage with. And every time a fan purchases a product, those commissions just stack up. And that one position has unlimited earning potential. That's the power of the compensation plan. That's why we're enlisting you and asking you to go help us believe, or ask you to believe and help us build the network so that all things come together. The participation marketplace, the network and the leverage to go make all this happen, we have shared responsibility. And as it comes together, it is going to be unbelievable what we do together. That's what we talk about on a daily basis. We sit around and say, how do we share the vision and the scope of what we're trying to put together and get people to believe and understand where we're going? Because once you believe, it's not a job. You're not selling, you're sharing. And you don't have to go talk to people. You want to go talk to people. You want to invite people to it. That's when we talk about, and it was said at least twice that I remember on the presentation, the bigger it gets, the better it gets. That's what we're talking about. Now, I want to transition just a little bit into why, because it's really important. I want you guys to understand why we're doing this. We believe, and I'm going to share some things that are at the core of who we are as individuals and who we are as a company. We believe in the law of abundance. We truly do. We believe that in this capitalistic society that we live in, there's plenty for all. And we also believe that as we all have abundance, it enhances our lives and gives us the ability to reach out and help others have abundance as well. We believe that there's a better way to transact out in society. As we're out there working with businesses and the competition that's out there, there's nothing wrong with having a capitalistic view on life. But sometimes it's exhausting, and sometimes we feel like we don't have any leverage and we don't have a voice in the things that we have to engage with. A good example of that would be, let me just pick one, insurance. Do you have any leverage when you go out and shop for insurance other than having one company compete against another? And yet we have to have insurance. It's, in many cases, it's the law. We have to engage in that in our lives, and yet we don't feel like we have a lot of say, and so we just do the best we can. There's a better way to transact out there. And if we pull this market, or as we pull this marketplace together, and we bring in products and services that we all need, guess what? Our voice becomes louder and stronger and bigger and more powerful, and we may just be able to have an influence on the things that we need. And on top of that, we believe that together we can do more. We can accomplish more. We can live more full lives. We can bring more joy to our own personal lives and those that we associate with. And I'll put it this way, together we can build something great. And that is at the core of what our network is. We have got so many things that we're excited to announce, and you're going to see over the coming months the full scope of what our network is and what a participation marketplace is. And you guys get to enjoy and benefit from all of it. But we need your help as well. So, guys, hopefully I've shared a few things with you that give you a glimpse into who we are and what we're trying to accomplish. And I hope you take away from this the invitation, the honest, sincere invitation to help us build something great, because together we can. And it's going to be amazing, the lives we change. And those aren't just empty words. We truly believe that. So thank you very much for giving me just a few minutes to talk tonight. I can't wait to share some other things with you and talk philosophically about a lot of things. But you know what? We love you. We appreciate you. Many of you have been with us for a long time. Thanks for the patience. Thanks for the belief. And thank you for the time tonight. Love you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Troy. I get so fired up listening to Troy because he literally, when he lays it out, it's so easy to understand. And more importantly, these guys, they don't just sit around. They're always thinking bigger, thinking what difference can we make in the world? And I just love every bit of working with these guys as close as I get to, and I feel privileged to do that. So thank you again, Troy, for sharing your vision, your thoughts of our network. This really is a very special place, you guys. We are different there, and I think you can see that there's a major difference here. That I love the fact that we are not asking you to become a salesperson. We're just asking you to share we're asking you to share savings that you're already doing anyway. And my biggest thing I like to point out is if you go to a great movie and you go tell all your friends about how great the movie was, they didn't pay you for it, but yet that's what we're talking about here at our network. So we're super excited about that. And thanks again, Troy, for getting on and taking the time out of your family's life and all of that. So we appreciate that big time. We do have a awesome opportunity tonight to hear from one of our master members, Mr. Jeremy Jenkins. He is going to share something very exciting with you guys on taking steps, taking action on building your business in the power of 3 and being able to achieve a nice income. And you'll see this through this presentation. So I'm super excited to have Jeremy jump on here. And so let me just get this situated up. He's one of our master members, and he's from Springville, Utah. And this guy has been in network marketing for years and years, been very successful in previous companies, and speaks Spanish and many other talents. But I'm going to turn the time over to you if you're on. I think I have you on.
I'm here.
All right, good. All right, I'll turn the time over to Jeremy, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen because he's going to share some stuff.
I'm going to share my own screen.
So let me go ahead and stop doing that here if I can. And let's go ahead and shrink that down so you can bring it up. There you go.
Okay. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, I can't show my camera because I'm actually doing this like double. I actually got my Spanish team going at the same time. And so anyway, so I had to share it with them. All right, so let's see. So what we're seeing now is, I got the wrong screen here. Let me pull it over. There we go. All right, now we can do it. Okay, is that showing up okay? Let's see.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay,
that looks
cool.
good.
All right, awesome. Okay, guys. Well, my pleasure to share with you tonight something we're calling the 10K sprint. This is something that we tried to do several months ago, last summer, and it had some good. It was a good try, right? But now we've got some better definition of what we are and who we are and what we're all about with our Power 3 comp plan and everything. So we're going to retry this 10K sprint. And it's very, very exciting because the goal here is, at the end of the day, the reason we're doing our network is so that we can find financial freedom and time freedom. And that is defined different for different people, right? Some people, an extra $500 a month would be enough to be able to say, yes, I'm good to go. That's all I needed. Other people, they want more, right? They need more maybe. They want to be able to say, yes, I'm actually making $10,000 a month, and that's my definition of success, right? So we're going to kind of go through this. Anything beyond 10K, hey, that's great. We hope you can go for it. But for the majority of people, I think just that space between $500 extra a month and $10,000 extra a month is kind of where the majority of people are going to fall. And we're going to show you how to get there quickly. Okay. So as it says here, why do we want to get on this 10K sprint? Why do we want to do it? Well, because you can make so much more than you spend every month. That's one of the guiding principles, right? Make more than you spend. And the power is in the network. It's a no-brainer, as we just heard from the presentation from Troy. This is the easiest thing you've ever seen because it's not based on sales. It's based on helping other people save money, right? And we all deserve it. This is one of the important things that I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with, especially in the world of network marketing, is they just feel like they don't deserve it, right? They're like, oh, why should I be able to make money? Why should I be able to have success and be able to make $10,000 a month or whatever? Well, guess what? You do deserve it because we're all valuable. And as Troy said, I loved what he said with the abundance mentality, right? There is enough and to spare. There is so much out there. We also deserve to be able to make extra money. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Having extra money is not evil. That's one of the things one of the founders, Richard Smith, taught me years ago, was that money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, right? And so what we need to do is understand that, yes, if we have abundance, if we have money, if we have time freedom, that we're going to go and do the third principle, which is to go and sacrifice and give up our own benefits for the benefits of others, right? That's all it means. It just means, oh, I have more, now I can give more. And if we have that attitude, we don't need to be scared of making more money. So let's take a quick look at the comp plan real quick. So as we saw in the presentation, it's very simple. You can join either as a FANN or as a charter member. If you're a charter member, it's just $50 per month. And then you go and you start to build your team with the Power 3 compensation plan. Obviously, you want to be able to get your 3 so that you can, and do it quickly, right? Do it in your first 7 days so that you're now cash flow positive. That is the secret, right? Is to be able to make more money than we spend. So let's do what the comp plan allows us to do and go get our 3 so that we're making our $50 every single month. We're making more than we're spending. But on top of that, let's do it quickly so that we can make sure we're making our $75 back. So basically what that means is you joined for a one-time 25 plus 50, so 75. Now you're getting those $75 back in the form of a bonus. And then on top of that, you're getting another additional 50 that you can now apply towards your next month's membership, right? And you can have it come right out of your commissions. You can set that up in your back office so that you never have to have any money coming out of pocket ever again, right? So that's awesome. Then, of course, the way you earn commissions is just every single thing that happens in our comp plan is going to get divided between 10 tiers of compensation. What that means is 10 tiers deep. So anything that happens, whether it's a membership gets paid and then $20 gets paid up that team building structure, or somebody buys a product in the mall, or whatever it is, right? Somebody switches their cell phone service, whatever it is, that commission is then going to get paid divided by 10 up 10 level or 10 tiers. Okay, so very, very simple. And you can see that with right here, this example. If it was just a $10 or a $1 commission, you can see divided by 10 that it's now worth just 10 cents on each of those 10 levels. Now you might think, oh, well, that's not very much. I would rather make a whole dollar. Well, yeah, that would be nice to be able to make a whole dollar, but the power is in the leverage, right? That's what we're talking about here. This is not sales like we've been really hammering, right? We're not trying to go out and sell a vacuum, right? So we can make a $400 commission one time. That's not the goal here. The goal here is to go out and find a whole team of people that will continue to purchase on a residual basis every single month or every single day even, right? And so, yes, you might get 10 cents here, 20 cents there, 50 cents there. But if it all adds up and it's constant, it's it's going to be residual over time. Now it starts to make sense, right? Because now you don't have to keep going out and selling vacuums. You don't have to keep going out and selling cars or whatever it is in the sales. No, this is an ongoing thing that you're going to get forever. So here's kind of an illustration, and I won't go through this to not waste the time on it. This document is available. You can go find it. It's in the Rise Up Facebook group, or you can request it from any of the leaders. But it explains here how it works, right? If it was down at the bottom and a purchase was made, then it's going to go up, pay those 10 cents out. It's going to skip the ones that are inactive. It's going to skip the ones that aren't Power 3 qualified, so on, all the way up those 10 tiers. And that's how that works, right? And then it also works with fans. This is an important concept, that if this person down here on tier 10 had some fans, right? Those fans, that commission produced by the fans would also divide by 10. So the first person, this charter member here, would get that first 1/10 of the commission, and then it would pay up another 9 tiers. Okay, so very important to understand, and we'll see that here in a second with the stacking commissions. So that's how it works. Then with stacking commissions, like Troy said, this is much more than just, oh, hey, I'm going to go get $2 per every subscription in my whole team building structure, right? No, that's just the basis. That's just the foundation. What happens is, of course, that, for example, if this was Anna, she's gonna, pay her subscription. That's the base $2 getting paid up the tree. But also, what if she switched her cell phone? What if she bought a car? What if she went and bought some products in the mall? And what if she invited some fans who also went out and did some of those things, right? Well, now her one position in this team building structure could be worth $12, not just two, right? And that's the same with all 88,572 positions in the structure. Now we don't have to be scared by that, right? Now we don't have to think, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to get 88,000 people on my team? No, you don't have to worry about it. You can just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to get my 3 and I'm going to help them do the same thing and just kind of let it duplicate, over time. But even if I only have 100 people on my team, I could still be making significant money, because if each of them was worth $10 times 100, wow, that's a lot of money, right? That would be an extra $1,000 a month. So you don't have to have gazillions of people on your team. That's the point, right? But I think we will, because of the nature of it, because it is, super easy to get involved, because fans, I mean, come on, they're free. Let's get them in. It's going to be super easy to get huge numbers of people, but it won't be necessary. Okay. So let's take a look at how this 10K sprint would kind of look like. All right. If you really want to engage, if you really want to do this, if your goal is to, yes, I want to be financially free in the next 7 weeks. All right. That's what it is 7 weeks to get to 10K. That's actually a little bit more, but let's look at how this works. So if you join and you get your Power 3 bonus by going out and enrolling 3 people in your first 7 days in your first week, now you're going to get your Power 3 bonus, your Power Up bonus, and your $2 per membership, right? So that's a total of $131 that you're getting, okay? So you just made your $75 back, and you now have your $50 to pay for your next month, plus you are now $6 in profit, all right? So here you can see in your first month, right, you invited 3, and you just made $131. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now, here's what happens. It duplicates, right? And you are also going to keep working. You're not going to stop with just 3, okay? Your goal is to become a founder, right? We saw in the presentation that we want to be able to go and become a founder by the end of April 30th so that we can also get shares in the company, okay? So this is perfect, because now we're going to be able to go and do that really quick. We're going to try and go get our 10 in the next 4 weeks here. All right. And so this is the way it's illustrated, is that we got 3 in our first week. We're going to go and get 3 again in our second week, right? We're not going to stop. We're going to go get 3 again. And we're going to help our 3 get their 3. So now we have a total of 12. Okay. And then, of course, what that means is now we're at $149 so far. Okay. Okay. Then next is going to be, we're going to go get 3 again, right? In our third week, we're going to go find 3 people. Now you might be thinking, oh, that, is that hard? Is it not hard? Well, we just heard testimonials, right? Just a little bit ago about people that went and got their 3 in their first day, right? And then we heard people that went and got their 10 in their first 72 hours. So is it possible? Absolutely. Just like John Stahl said, this is not a question of, oh, I got to figure out who the 3 are going to be. No, this is a question about, of all the tons of people that I'm thinking about, which ones are going to be the 3, right? I got to pick. I got to go, I've got 50 people on my list. Oh, I got to decide which of those 50 are going to be my 3. And I'm going to go talk to them. And I'm going to be like, dude, I picked you. I have a list of 100 people, and I picked you to be one of my 3. Let's do this thing, right? You do it with posture. You do it with confidence. You do it with absolute surety that this thing's going to rock and roll. And you don't tell the person, oh, hey, do you want to maybe save some money? No. You go to that person, you say, hey, I picked you. I went through a list. I looked at everybody's qualities, and you are one of my 3. We're going to go do this. Let's rock and roll, right? And you give them that push. You give them that boost. You tell them they're doing it with you, okay? You don't even give them a choice, right? And you just let them know. Stroke their ego. Make them understand, yeah, you are one of my 3. Then you go and do it again. Then you go do it again. So by week 3, you now have your next set of 3. So you have 9 now. And then of course, now you have the 15. And of course, they're all going to go and get their 3. They're going to duplicate what you just did. And now you're going to have 48. Okay. So now you're at $257. Okay. Now, week number 4, what's going to happen? Now you've got just one more to get. Okay. So you got your 3, you got your 6, you got your 9. Now you got just one more. All right. So week 4, I did it. I'm a founder. I got my 10. Okay. But I'm still working with my people that are coming in, and I'm helping them duplicate. I'm helping them do the same thing, so that now those 48 went and got their 3. Now we got 164 on our team. Guess what? We just made made $585 in our first month. Okay. So if you're thinking, wow, how do I make an extra $500 this month? That's how you do it. You just go get 3, help them get their 3, help them get their 3. You get your 10, and boom, you just made almost $600 in your first month. And then the neat thing about that, like I said, is this is not sales. This is not something that, where, oh, okay, I made it one time, right? Now it's done. No, you can see in month 2, if you were to just stop right there and not do anything ever again, well, and it never grew past there, then you would now have a residual $510 every single month. Okay. But it's not going to stop right there, right? It's going to keep going. So let's go into week 5. Okay. So here's week 5. Now you can see, okay, so you've got your 10. And of course, those 164 are going to go get their 3 and all that. So now you're at 578. So now that week, you're going to make an extra $1,702. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. And then, of course, you're going to keep going. Week 6, those 578, they go get their 3. Now you're at 1,632 people. Okay. And that week, you're going to get paid almost $5,000. Now, that right there is what a lot of people would call full-time income, right? $5,000 a month puts you at a point where I believe that's around 60 grand a year. All right, if you do the math. So 60 grand a year, right? Wow. And in 6 weeks, a month and a half, that's all it took, okay, to have $5,000 paid out. But then, of course, you're not done. Now you're going to go and help all those people do the same thing. Week 7, you now have 5,576 people. So now that's $16,000. So by the end of the second month, you've made a total of $23,000, $23,194. Okay. So that is amazing. And obviously, this is best case scenario, right? This is the disclaimer that we got down here. Okay. We're not guaranteeing any kind of potential income. All we're doing is showing if it were to duplicate perfectly over those 7 weeks, that is the potential. Okay. That is based on the $2 base minimum value. All right. Now, of course, everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to work it differently. Not everybody has the same skill sets and all that stuff. But here's the important thing to understand. These numbers are based on just $2 per subscription. We haven't talked about the stacking commissions yet. Okay, so let's just assume that you got to a point where, okay, you were at this one, right? 164. So in 1 month, right? 164 people on your team. Well, what would happen if you actually stack the commissions, right? So let's assume that you came in, you got your 3, right? Got your power 3. And of course, you help them get their 3 and so on and so forth. And of course, it starts to grow, starts to duplicate, over the next few weeks and months. Well, we know that obviously that one person, right, is not just worth $2. How much are they worth? Well, we saw in the comp plan that stacking commissions means, yes, you're getting a base of $2. You're also getting whatever else they participate in. So if they're doing rMobile, if they're buying a car, if they're buying product in the mall, if they're buying more product in the mall, right? Usually people, like Troy was saying, and he has his wife buying half of Amazon. And I know my mom, she buys stuff from Amazon every single day. And so there's people like that, right? They love to go shopping online. They're constantly doing that. And that's what we're talking about. So each individual now could be worth, in this case, $7, not just 2. right? And so now if those people actually went out and got their fans, right, got their fans involved that want to save on our mobile, that want to save on our autos, that want to save at the global mall, all that stuff, right? Guess what? Now you add all those together, and that one position becomes now worth $12. All right. So if you think about it, if you had 100, just 100 people on your team, they were worth $12 now instead of just two. That's an extra $1,200 with just 100 people. That is insane. That is absolutely the best comp plan I've ever seen in all my 20 plus years of doing this kind of thing. And then, of course, we all know it could vary, right? Some will be just 2, some will be 9, some will be 10. It just depends, right? But think about that. The power of the stacking of commissions with the numbers we just saw. If you go out and build it, they will come. They're saving money. You're making money. It's a win-win. So thanks, everybody. Let's go out and rock and roll. Back to you, Dave.
Awesome. Awesome. That was incredible, Jeremy. Thanks for such an incredible presentation. I got to tell you guys, I think I'm actually getting really excited. I'm ready to sign up again or multiple times, I guess. But, you know, let me just say this, you guys. I love the illustration of the sprint to 10K. And what's so cool about that is it is possible. There are people that now with having our global mall and having our entire structure of a company, not even with the bank yet, or the swipes or any of the other stuff that Troy even talked about, that's not even here yet. And we could do it with this right now, just the way it is. I just ordered today from the global mall. So it happens all the time. So thank you again, Jeremy. And let me just say right now that we have another presentation that's going to be done by another gentleman that I want to share with you. So let me pull up the screen real quick, and let me try to get back to it, I should say, if I can. I want to bring it up because it's important that you understand that. Let me switch back here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. And I will switch over here, and I'm going to share this. And thank you again, Jeremy. That was awesome. Our next presenter is with John Johnson. I like to call him JJ. And it's funny, our two masters are both JJ. So it's pretty awesome. But John's one of our master members, Salt Lake City. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to name his exact city because I can't remember exactly. But I do know this. This guy is on fire. He has a passion for what we're doing. And I love that what he has prepared for you today, because it goes right along with what Jeremy just talked about. And that is having a mindset to actually do what it is that you need to be doing. In order to build this, you have to have the proper mindset. And so tonight, John's going to talk about mindset. And when John's done, then I'll wrap up the call with some training that I've got some stuff built for you. So, John, I'm going to turn the time over to you, and it's all you.
Awesome. You hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't want to really give people nightmares. So if they're seeing me once, they don't need to see me on camera either. That they don't need to see me twice. So I'm going to read something to you. I got this about 2 days ago, and it's amazing. And it says, you will find a larger stage to shine on this week. And I did a call a couple nights ago. We had just under 200 people. Right now we have over 300 people. So the moral of the story is, everybody read your fortune cookies, because I got this from Panda and it came true 2 days later. So if you're not paying attention to fortune cookies, pay attention. Very, very important. So moving on to that, mindset. I talk about this a lot because honestly, everybody, mindset is everything. And it's not just business. If you want to be successful in life, you've got to learn to get out of your own way. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories tonight, share some personal stories that I don't share very often. My son came to me about 1.5 years ago, and he and I have, we're really good friends, obviously, father, son, things of that sort. And I grew up wrestling, basketball, just really athletic stuff like that. And he came to me and he said, Dad, because I've been strength training him for a while, and he wanted to try out for wrestling. And instead of saying what some parents say, I'll say, okay, go out, do your best, do great, hope you win, blah, blah, blah. This is what I told them. I said, you go out there, you work out. And I said, I'm telling you, it's a tough sport. You got to put in. It will challenge you mentally. It'll challenge you physically. It is a tough sport. And I looked at him right in the eyes and I said, expect to get your butt kicked for the first year or two. I mean, to lose and lose again and lose again and again and again and again. What a pep talk, right? It's like, what the heck, Dad? That's not. I said, no, you don't understand. Lose and lose often because you're going to. And I said, and that's okay, because the kids you're wrestling against, you came to me at age 15 and asked me. They've been doing this since they were 5 years old, 6 years old. You're going to lose a lot of matches. But if you stick with it and you fight and you fight and you fight, by year 2, year 3, you're going to win a lot more matches. And that's life, right? That is exactly how it works. This is no different. Any business opportunity, any decision you make, anything you do in life, fell and fell often, then fell forward. And if you do not have that mentality, you will fail, but you'll never fail forward, meaning you'll never progress from the failure. You'll never get better because you're not mentally there. You've got to prepare your mind to fail. Failure is a very, very healthy and it's a good thing because it helps you become better and it helps you with your drive and everything. As long as you don't allow it, you learn. It's a teaching lesson every time that happens. So get used to being disappointed. Get used to disappointment. Get used to being uncomfortable because that's good. I can tell you right now, I tease with my friends all the time. It was funny. Somebody came to me the other day saying they were talking to a friend, and I was just really busy on the phone. Someone came in over, so I didn't talk. And I said, "Is John shy?" And my friend just started laughing. John, are you kidding me? Is he shy? Obviously, you haven't met John. Well, I can tell you what. Growing up, I was incredibly shy. I was very, very shy to the point where I couldn't talk to anybody. I would sweat bullets if I tried to talk to anybody, unless I had to warm up to a person. It took me a long, long time. I had to overcome the fear of talking to people. I had to do that. I had to, and it was years. It wasn't until I was about 21 years old or so when I really started overcoming that fear. And when I was younger, I didn't think I ever would. I always thought, I felt down on myself all the time. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I didn't have any of that stuff. But as I got older and older, I used to wake up in the morning and this is what I would tell myself. I would say, I'd see people on TV and I'd see people in my own life, people I knew that had success. Somebody would have a swimming pool or they'd have a nice house or whatever it may be. And I kept telling myself, I said, well, I guess I could do that because he or she did that. If one other person on the planet can do it, why can't I? What makes them better than me? What makes them smarter? What makes them more successful than me? What do they have that I don't? And I used to I'd ask myself that every single day. Then I finally made the choice to become an entrepreneur. And I did that a little over 20 years ago. And I'm going to tell you something tonight. And I really want you to think about this very carefully. I made that choice 20 years ago to be an entrepreneur. I made the choice to become an entrepreneur again when I woke up this morning. And I've made that same choice every single morning I've woke up in the last 20 years. When you make that decision to better yourself, to become an entrepreneur, to be self-employed, whatever you want to call it, that is a daily decision. It's not something you make one time and just move on. Because once you do become an entrepreneur and there's a road and you've got to go down the road and there's obstacles and you've got to go over, through, around, whatever you have to do to overcome those obstacles. And those obstacles are really, really good because that's what's going to make you better. And it's going to make you, because it's a journey to become an entrepreneur. It's not going to happen on your first day. It won't. But it will never happen if you don't allow it to happen. Because if I asked everybody this question right now, our network's been around for about 9-10 months or so. And A lot of stuff has happened. They've accomplished a lot of things. And Troy said himself, there's a lot more to do. When we made the decision to enter into our network, or if we're thinking about making that decision, which I highly recommend you do, you come into our network, you're deciding to become that entrepreneur. Ask yourself this one question. This company, each month is just getting better, better, and better. It's growing, it's evolving. So where is this company going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? Then ask yourself this question, where will you be in this company a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? Because if you go out there and you follow what Jeremy did, and some of us have done that, Jeremy, and there's been a lot of leaders that work, and it's not just Jeremy, myself, Dave, John, and Ed. There's a lot of tremendous leaders, and they're out there building this map, and they're putting this together. And what's going to happen is a year from now, they'll be better off than they were today. 2 years from now, they'll be better off. But if you quit along that way, you quit anywhere along that path, you won't be any better off than you were today or when you joined a couple months ago. The only way to guarantee complete failure is quitting. That's it. There's one way to completely fail, and that is to quit. When you look at an opportunity that you like this, the one you've got in front of you, where you're sharing savings and you're sharing revenue with companies that have already done the heavy lifting for you, talking about the marketing, the branding, all the stuff that they've done, these multi-million-dollar companies that are willing to share revenue because you're referring people to shop there. All we're doing, I love when I talked to Trent, said we're redirecting shopping. They're no longer shopping here, they're shopping here instead. And that's all they're doing. And you're getting paid for it. And you're right, you're not selling these crazy products, things of that sort. But along the way, there's going to be bumps, there's going to be bruises, you're going to be there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve for all of us. I'm still trying to get better and better and better every single day. I go back, I listen to presentations that I do. My kids will say, gosh, Dad, you like to hear yourself speak. I said, no, that's not it. I'm listening for every time I say, every time I say, I pause, every time I'm always trying to get better because I made a decision that morning to become an entrepreneur again. So I'm always trying to get better. And if you have that mindset, you will always get better. And learn to deal with disappointment. I'll tell you a couple things. Growing up, I remember when I was a young kid, I was shy, but I was really good at sports. And so I made an all-star team. I was all excited. I worked so hard. And I made the soccer all-stars. And the night before, I'm messing around in my neighborhood and I broke my ankle. So I missed the all-star game. And I was so bummed. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. And my dad said, well, you know what? There's always next year. Buck up, suck it up. You'll be fine. There's always next year. Don't get down on yourself. I know you worked for the last 7 months or 6 months, however long it was to get there. There's always next year. And then I remember later on that year, we're playing volleyball. And my team's out there where we were at the game before the championship game. And I jumped up, I spiked it, and I landed on the spotter's foot. I broke my same ankle again, and I missed the championship game the next day. Pretty much the same thing. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And my dad, same thing. Don't you dare, John, say, woe me. Don't you dare be depressed. Yes, be upset, but you know what? Use this to push it. You can get there again. You'll get there again. You'll get there again. And I love what my dad used to always teach me. He always did teach me. And my mom was the same way. Never give up, ever, ever, ever. I don't care what life puts in your way. Never give up. And these are small things. I've been through a lot of big things too. I'm not going to get into all that tonight. Many of us have major things, but it's that never say die attitude. Every successful person I have ever spoken with in my life has a never say die attitude. All of them. And they don't come to me with complaints. They never talk about that. They always talk about a solution for a problem. If they see something that may be problematic, they'll come to me with a solution or potential solution, and we talk about that. Because complaints won't get you anywhere except backwards. they'll put you back several days. Did you wake up this morning? When you woke up, did you decide to become an entrepreneur today? Ask yourself every single day. I want people to do that. Every day, write down, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be an entrepreneur, and write it down every day, or stick it somewhere. Today, I will be an entrepreneur. You don't have a boss breathing down your neck. You don't have all this kind of stuff. So you've got to go out. You've got to do what you need to do. How bad do you want it? Do you want your 3 people? Do you want your 10 people? We can all do it. There's numerous ways to do it. There's all sorts of trainings and things we provide, but you've got to be a self-starter, because nobody in our network's calling you every 5 minutes of every day because you're not punching in on a time card. Entrepreneurs are self-driven. They're self-motivated. And guess what? They're free because of that. In this day and age, and I'm not talking about all the new stuff, I'm just saying overall, I believe that all of us are here for a purpose. We're all here for a reason. We're all brothers and sisters. We all share this world together. But at the end of the day, we all have a major lesson to learn. And that is, how do we become self-sufficient? Then how do we teach our families to do the same? And I want to be that example to my sons, my daughters, and everybody. How do I become self-sufficient? And I don't have to worry about a job. I don't have to worry about a boss. I don't worry about all that stuff. And to do that, you've got to have that mindset. It is so, so important. Then you've got to be prepared. I'll share another short story and I'll start wrapping it up, because then I'll leave some time for Dave. Years ago, same thing. I learned the hard way about the importance of preparation. I was in a typing class, and I remember how boring it was. I'm sitting there typing. I learned home row and all that kind of stuff. And I'm typing it, and I kept thinking back then, who needs to learn how to type? Well, gosh, I mean, now everybody needs to know how to type. But back then, I didn't think about it. It wasn't as big of a deal. So I sloughed class. I would just leave class. I wouldn't show up. I go play football. I go do something. I'd play basketball. I was always gone doing something else. I just hated that class. I didn't want to do it. But my dad had a computer at home, so I'd practice on that every once in a while. And so I showed up for the day of the test. And I thought, okay, well, that's cool. I can type 30, 40 words a minute, no problem. And I needed 32 words a minute to ace the test. I thought, okay, that's going to be easy. So I get to the school that morning, and I'm confident as heck, and I missed like the last probably 6, 7 classes. So I didn't hear the announcement. I was not plugged in. What Ed always says, I love what Ed says, plug in. If you're going to do a business, plug in. Same thing with this. I wasn't plugged into my class. I didn't hear the announcement. I didn't realize when I showed up to that class and I went to put my hands on that keyboard, it was covered with a piece of paper. And guess what? I wasn't allowed to uncover it. Well, I never learned how to type without looking at the keys, because when I was at home, I was looking at the keys. So I had that piece of paper pulled over my hands, and I was sitting there, and I can't tell you what I was thinking, because then they would have to edit it. So I'm not going to go there. But it wasn't a pleasant thought. Now I was thinking, oh, crud, that is not good. And so I'm sitting there typing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. It's the first time in my life that I didn't even spell my name correctly. In fact, I didn't spell anything correctly. I probably typed 30, 40 words a minute. They just weren't legible. I had no clue what they were. In fact, you can bring in any anybody around the world speaking any language. I don't think anybody would have been able to read what I wrote. So instead of that beautiful A I thought I was going to get, because I just showed up unprepared, it wasn't exactly an A. Let's just leave it at that. And it did have a big circle. It was just red. And I think it had the 6 A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, the 6th letter of the alphabet is what I got on that. I was unprepared, but it taught me a valuable lesson. No shortcuts. There's no shortcuts in life. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, you're going to get rich in 10 days. No, you're not. You're not. It's going to take a little longer. And you know what? That's okay. But I can tell you right now, with what makes people successful are different things. The system is one. The opportunity. I got up after Richard asked me to become a master member of our network. I remember the first time I got up and I spoke in front of everybody in this room in the hotel. And I looked at everybody and I said, our network owes us one thing. They owe us the opportunity because they told us they'd give us an opportunity. That's all they owe us, nothing else, an opportunity. We owe ourselves the rest. We owe them. We're saying, hey, we're committing to you, you're committing to us. And what are we doing? We're helping you grow your network by inviting people. And you've got so much training. We've got so much experience on this team. There's a lot of things that you can learn and develop. And I'll tell you right now, $50 a month. Think about what you can get at $50 a month. Dinner and a movie, maybe cable TV, something like that. Is cable TV going to change your financial life? Is dinner and a movie one time a month going to change your financial life? Or will it give you a heartburn from the popcorn? What's it going to do? We need to get off this instant gratification and learn to work again. Along the way, some of us, even in society, we've forgotten how to work. Nothing, and I mean nothing, no technology in the world, nothing will ever replace hard work and dedication and the sense of achievement. I'm not doing this just for the money. I can promise you that. And anybody that knows me knows that. It's a sense of accomplishment, the sense of achievement. That's more valuable to me than $10,000 a month or $20,000 or whatever it may be. It's a sense of achievement. So then I can look my family in the face and said, I did it. Now, guess what? You can do it. You now have an example. Do what I just did. It's that sense of achievement. And I'll never get there if I quit, if I give up. So just ask yourself, and again, I'll send it back to you, Dave. Ask yourself a couple questions. First of all, I'll give you a number. Say 3% of the people have made it in an industry like this. They don't have all of this. I believe that the percentages will be much, much higher in our network. But say 3%, and you're in right now. You're one of thousands of people in our network. Let's take 3% of the population of the world right now. That's 210 million people. That's 3%. Out of 7 billion people, 210 million people is 3%. How cool would it be to be in now, being engaged now, and start building a team now, and potentially have who knows how many people are going to enter into this thing. As more products roll out, things of that sort. But you can't look at, oh, well, gosh, only 1 to 3% of the people make it. Well, guess what? That's not just true in network marketing. 1 to 3% of the people make it in a lot of different things. Sometimes the numbers are less because for some reason, the other 97% give up on their dreams somewhere. They quit. If I don't make money in 2-3 months, oh, it's too hard. I quit. Take I quit out of your vocabulary. That's what I'm inviting everybody to do tonight. Take I quit completely out of your vocabulary and replace it with I will. I will do it. I will have success. I will follow some of the leaders. I will learn this. I will get better at this. And I will wake up every stinking morning for the rest of my life and make the decision to be successful. Every single day, not once. And with that, Dave, I want to thank everybody for their time tonight, and we will turn it right back to you.
Awesome job, John. And that's a tongue twister. Incredible job. And I have to say, guys, mindset, I love this training. I absolutely loved it. And it hits close to home for me because it's all about what I do every day myself. And that is to reinstill that I am worth something, right? And you're worth something. And so how you prepare your day is how your day is going to go and how you start your day. So thank you again, John, for that. That was incredible. And I'm not going to take a long time, guys, but I do want to share with you just a little bit about how you can build this business and do it in a way that complements everything that's been said tonight very, very well. And I've got some special things I want to share with you. First of all, this is my family. This is my reason, my why as to why I do what I do. It's why I get up in the morning. It's why I push myself every day to be better so I can enhance and improve their life. And I'm eternally grateful for my family right now and for everything that they bring to me and this family at our network also. So I want to take into the training for just a moment. And I'm not going to take real long. I'm going to try to do this quickly because we want to stay exactly on time. So I'm going to do that as quick as I can. So first of all, I want to just remind everybody that's out there. Some people may not even know this is possible. And I know Jeremy talked about this. Paying with your commissions is something that has been added to your back office of your business. Yes, you click the button if it's there. If you have not clicked that button, then it's going to continue to be there until you do and you set it up. And it's okay. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But as you see, you can click the button to pay with commissions. The next screen to the right, you agree to the terms, meaning that when it's $50 a month that comes out of your commissions, you put in your name, your credit card information. And the reason for that is if it falls below the $50 in commissions, it's got to know where it can pull it from. So that's why it's there. But this right here, I don't know if you know how huge this tool is for building your business. It is massive for building a business in network marketing. In my previous venture, we did very, very well. And I would have loved more than anything to have my commissions be what, rather than me have to have it deposited in my checking account and then have it hit my credit card or my bank card. And this way, it's almost on autopilot if you think about it that way. And you teach your team to do this, and this will create massive success for you. Because when they're not having to hit their credit card every month, and yet they're going out there and saving money and using our system, it's incredible. And so don't cheat yourself and not teach your teams to do this. Let's start talking a little bit about something that many of you might never have heard of. Maybe you have. One of my mentors taught me this, and I want to share it with you guys because it's very, very, I think this just goes right along with what we've been talking about. As you bring 3 people on your team and you teach those people to do the same thing and so on and so on. And I'm going to make a special announcement at the end of this that I'll share with you that has to do with everything we talked about. So we're talking about locking arms right here. So decide on your team who it is that you want to work with. So take a look at your pen. And as you look at your pen, you're going to see a group of people in there that you've brought in to your network. And some of these people may have 1, 2, none, 3, 10, whatever they have, right? So let's select the people that need the help. And then we're going to choose who it is that we're going to lock arms with. And we're going to figure out who it is we're going to do that with. And we're going to map out a game plan and help them build their prospect list. And so let's talk a little bit more on how this works. So first of all, we're going to create a massive action plan to take place with our team. So we're going to look at our team in 3 legs because that's all you have. Now you may have 10, 15, 20, 30 people on your team, but you only have 3 legs. So in each of your legs, you're going to choose one person in each of their legs that you can commit to working with them on a one-on-one basis over the next, 2 weeks, 30 days, whatever it is you want to determine to do there. But what I would do is lock arms with them for the next 30 days and help them achieve their Power 3 rank. Make sure that they have their Power 3. So this is for people that don't have their Power 3, that don't have it. Now, if they do have it, fantastic. Go to the next person below that and start working with them. Lock arms with them. And that'll make sense by the time I'm done here. So let's talk about who we're going to lock arms with. Brent, Tiffany, and Mary. Now we've selected one person from each of those legs, or we'll call them team legs, that we're going to work with and commit to them to put together a game plan that is going to just create some massive, massive results. And the way we do that is we come up with, okay, we're going to tie into the launch. First of all, we're going to launch each one of you again. Make sure that you understand how to tap into the system, how to use, how to sell, or not sell, how to share the video and what scripts and things like that, and just work with them on how you got your 3, right? And you're going to do coffee chats with them. That means that they can invite somebody to come sit down to the Starbucks and You explain it to them, for them, right? Remember, these guys are new and they're on your team and you're trying to help them. You're going to plug them into Zoom overviews that we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We do them almost every day of the week, where you can plug them into those Zooms, and you could do Zooms for them. You could do a private presentation for them and their prospects to be invited. Then you could do 3-way calls or chats, Facebook chats or 3-way calls, 3-way texts. There's all kinds of ways of doing that, where you can create that opportunity where they can introduce you to some of their prospects. Invite them to the team training that you do. If you don't do team trainings, make sure that you tag into your team trainings with the people that you're locking arms with. And we do corporate Zoom every single Monday to do an update. And that update is very important to be plugged into, because we do have updates that we'll bring into that call. We also, on top of that, have people share their reason why they got involved. So now your people that you're locking arms with start to feel that there's a sense of community that they're plugging into. And then last of all is create some Facebook posts with them. If they're on Facebook, show them how do you go out and post stuff so that you can get people to, show them how to set up their profile. And if you don't know how to do all that, there's a training in Rise Up that you can go and watch that I did. Shows you how to set up your profile, so that things that you can post, what not to post. So teach them what they can do to create. Again, these are creating opportunities, right? Now, last of all, let's talk about making a list. It's not just sitting down and writing down a whole bunch of names, you guys. Here is the key, and here's the magic to creating an action plan, game plan with your people that you lock arms with. Have them break up their list into categories: friends, family, work, community, church, social media. Have them break them up. And here's why. Let's just say, for example, you go ahead and you break it up and you say, okay, so we're going to look at our community as an example. I'm going to use I played basketball with a group of people, right? So for me, that's what it was for me. So my community consisted of 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 people, whatever it might be. Jake, Bob, and Trent, and Lisa. And what I did is I said, okay, now what you want to do in each of these categories is who is the most influential person in this group. And you want to label that person number 1. And that's going to be the first person that you're going to share this opportunity with. And you're teaching this to Brent, Tiffany, and Mary. So we're saying, okay, let's go ahead and start with Jake. And let's say Jake is the number 1 person, most influential out of the group that I play basketball with. Maybe we move on to family, friends, church, social media, whatever it is. And we do the exact same tool where you just say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to label these guys out from most influential to the least influential. Here is why, you guys. Here's why you do this. Because when you have the most influential person say, yeah, I'm interested, but send me some information and let me take a look. Most of the time, they might not be the one to just jump on it. So here's what you do now. So now you go down the list of those people in order, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and eventually somebody along there is going to say yes. And here's the cool part about it. Now, when one of them or 2 of them or 3 of them say yes, guess what? You turn around, go back to Jake, and you say, Jake, guess what? Trent and Lisa are going to jump on. Do you want to jump on? And Trent and Lisa could be your first 2 people. What do you think Jake's going to say? Of course, he's going to say, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So that's how that process works. And here's what I want you to understand, that you're saying, well, how do I do this with our back office the way it is, where I can't see everybody's information in the back office? Well, you can see your PIN information. Remember, what we're talking about here is finding 3 people. If they're not in your PIN that don't have their 3, then we got to go to the next stage. And here's what's the best part about my announcement that I want to make to you guys. In about 3 weeks, I just got this approved today or a couple days ago, that in 3 weeks, we will be releasing a part to the back office that we have not had, which I absolutely am excited about. It's going to be your PIN tree view. What that means is everybody in your personal network, your personal people and their personal people and their personal people and their personal people, you're going to have contact information to all of those people, email, phone number, etc. Well, why is this important to this? Well, first of all, Brent, Tiffany, and Mary might not be people you personally brought in. So if you don't know how to get a hold of those people, then maybe you talk to the person who did bring them in. And right now, that's how you would have to work it. But here's the thing, you guys, and you could work coincided with the sponsor of that leg. So if it's Bob that sponsored Brent, then we would say, okay, Bob, I want to work with Brent. You want to work with me and lock arms with me, and let's run with him and help Brent get his 3. You guys follow this? Hopefully this is making sense. Drop in the comments if it is. Here's the thing. All I want you to focus on is this. Find 3 people, 1 in each leg, that has not achieved their power 3, and go and work with that person. Now, let's take it to a step further here for just a second. And by the way, every time you have a meeting, every time you do a Zoom, every time you do a 3-way chat, whatever it is, you're promoting all events. You're promoting local meetings. You're promoting major corporate events, whatever it is. You're always promoting the next event every single time. In fact, when you're listening and you're on a Zoom corporate call like tonight, and you're listening, and then at the end of the day, you go back to the people you invited to the call and you say, hey, don't forget that tomorrow night, X so-and-so is going to be doing a presentation. You want to tap into that, right? Or you want to get more information. That's what you do with that, is you're always promoting the next event. So let's move on to the next step. It's called duplication. Really, really important, okay? So it comes down to, first of all, you're going to have the first exposure. You guys have all heard that it takes multiple exposures before somebody joins your business. Well, here's how the process should look like from a basic standpoint. Here's how it works. First exposure, you send the hook video. Aren't you excited about the hook video we just released? We're going to be releasing another one here, another version of it that's even better. And I'm excited to release that version to you. And then we'll release a second and a third video along with it behind that. And these are just, again, additional exposure. So right now, here's what you do. First exposure, send the hook video off to your prospect. This is the duplication you're teaching to the people in the previous screen that we just talked about. So you're either going to do one of 2 things. You're going to invite them after the video, after the hook video. You're going to invite them as the second exposure to either invite them to a Zoom. You're going to invite them to a Facebook group like the Our World. That's where our testimonials of all our products and services are. And or you could choose to do a 3-way chat or something like that, right? But the next stage after that, the next exposure goes right into it. It's called the third exposure, 3-way chat, call, whatever you want to set up with them. And, oh, it went too fast on me, but well, that's okay. We'll back up here. But here's the thing, you guys. The most important part is follow the system. Follow the simple system. Share the hook video. Don't ask, what did you think? Do you like it? Don't ask questions like that. Just invite them to the next exposure. When you do the invite, remind them as to why they might have been interested in the first place, as to why they were wanting to check it out in the first place. That's the questions you're asking when you're calling somebody up on a follow-up. You never follow up. Oh, well, it went to close again. Point is the close is very simple. From a 3-way chat, it works very, very well. And I'll just tell you this, you guys, when I'm doing a 3-way chat close, all I'm doing is I'm dropping the mic and I'm asking your prospect to join your business. That's what I'm doing. So if you're a leader and you're doing 3-way calls for people, or you're doing 3-way chats, that's what you should be doing, is saying, are you ready to get started? Get with John Johnson or John Stahl and have him get you hooked up with his link so you can get started right away. See, you can say that as the third-party person that's sharing that. That is the most important part of the leaders or the people that are doing the 3-way chat with you or the 5-way chat. But your job, seriously, is to train the people on your team to do the basics. And I'm just telling you, the best people, the best network marketers just do the basics better. That's it. They just do them better than most people, right? That's all it comes down to. So continue to lock arms with the people that are on your team. You know, find those 3 people on your team. Set up a game plan so that you know where you're going, what you're doing, and who you're going to do it with. Without the game plan, you don't have anything. And so I want to just share with you guys that we're going to be releasing very soon here. We're releasing a the new back office update that we've been working on. And I'm very excited about this new release of this new back office information that we're going to be releasing to you guys. The reason I'm so excited about it is it's going to allow you to grow and build your business in a way that you have not been able to do that. And so let me just tell you how important it is that we're releasing this update in the next 3 weeks. Imagine the possibilities of going into your pen and looking at everybody's personal information, figuring out who it was that came into your group that doesn't have anybody sponsored yet, or maybe they do have somebody sponsored right now, but it's only one and they need 2 more. Well, they need help. They need somebody to come in and coach them and be there for them, because sometimes the person who enrolled them thinks, oh, my job's done. I got my 3, so I'm good. That happens a lot. Trust me, it happens a lot. And when you start to teach your people and your team to do what I'm talking about doing, it works so powerfully. And let me tell you this, you guys, I was going to do some taprooting training tonight, but I decided to change it up because we don't have the feature yet. In 3 weeks from now, when I do the next training, I'm going to train on taprooting, on how you can actually build from the bottom up in this network. And in this network, it works like a charm. If you learn how to actually, if you want to do it right now, I'm happy to help you get that information that you need. And it might inundate me because we got 282 people on here, so I might get a lot of requests. But here's what I want to put out to you guys. If you need help, any of these leaders right here, you can channel those names, 3 people that you want to work with, channel the names to them or myself, and I'll pull them up in the database in your network. What I need is their ID name, their ID number and name, and then I'll pull them up and I'll actually give you their contact. And now you can go out and actually work with those people and do what we call taprooting, where you can start working from the bottom up or from down below and up. And let me tell you the power in this, you guys. When you get somebody down below, get their 3, you go to the next person up and you help them get their 3, and now you go up to the next person. And what happens to the people above that are just kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs when they've got 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 or 15 people all of a sudden come into the business? Guess what happens? They get freaking fired up. They get so fired up and excited at that point that all of a sudden they go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get busy. So now they start doing something. And guess what? It creates this massive momentum that you cannot stop when that starts to happen. When you start to assist people in their success in this business, you will find out, 1, loyalty, trust, and belief all of a sudden sets in. And all of a sudden, guess what? Your business just explodes across the planet. And let me tell you something, you guys, with what we got coming down the line, you heard Troy allude to some of it. And I will tell you right now, the verticals that we are going down are going to set us apart so far in this industry that nobody will be able to catch us by the time that they even try to catch us. We're going to be to another vertical. Let me just tell you something, you guys. Trent has always said this. We are not going to get commoditized. We're not. We don't have to worry about it. Why? Here's why we don't have to worry about it. Because we're not marking the price up of anything and trying to sell it. We're asking you just to do exactly the simplest thing that you could ever possibly do, and that's to share savings and get paid when somebody saves. I mean, how hard is that? How hard is it for you to open your mouth? You already do that anyway. You're already opening it up. You're just not getting paid for it. But what if you could open it up and get paid? Now all of a sudden the game completely changes, and all of a sudden, guess what, guys? Your business goes to another level. And when you're actually teaching people this simplicity system, simple, share the video, put them into 2 or 3 funnels, follow up with a 3-way chat, and ask your leader to close the freaking deal for you. Stop trying to close it yourself. Stop trying to invite them yourself. Stop trying to get them to do all the work. You do all the work for yourself. Let me just tell you something. Some of the best surgeons in the world have the best nurse next to them. Why? Because the nurse knows what they're doing too, and handing them the tools so they can be the best surgeon. They don't do it on their own. They don't. A dentist doesn't work on your teeth alone. He has some of the best people right in front of him. So think about that for just a second. And I just really want you to hit you right between the eyes, because I want you to realize that the momentum we're going to create in the next 90 days with our network is going to blow your socks off. It's going to blow your socks off, because I know what's coming. I've seen the list. I have the entire list in front of me right now that I could share, but I'm not going to, that I will tell you that we're rolling out in the next 90 days. That's going to blow you away. It's going to blow you away. And so, guys, you got to get excited. This quarantine's the best thing that could ever happen to us. It's the best thing that could ever happen to this country. And let me tell you why. Entrepreneurs decide right now to win. I love John Johnson's whole entire presentation is deciding to win, to not lose, to not fold up and say, I'm done because I'm not going to pay my $50 this month because it's tight. I lost my job. Well, guess what? Go out and find 3 people and it replaces it. That's it. It's not that hard. And guys, here's the thing. People are ever more right now wanting to save money in their life right now. I just talked. Okay, I'm almost done. Here's the bottom line. I just talked to my daughter who works with my son at rmobile and in the call room. And let me just tell you something, you guys. People right now are reaching out to my son because of his business. They're reaching out to him just blatantly off the streets, his friends, because they're looking to try to save money during these times. There's no better time than right now to turn this on and run like a banshee for the next 90 days and change your situation. No better time than right now. You have all the time in the world sitting in your home, sit on your computer, get on Facebook, do lives, put yourself out there in front of people so people start to say, gosh, I want some of what he's drinking. I want some of what she's drinking. You know, that's what you got to get people to do, is you'll attract people to you because of your behavior. You'll attract people because of your belief. And I'm telling you, the belief I have in this company is unbelievable. I mean, guys, I'm just telling you right now, we are going to change the world. And this is like, I know what the Christmas gift is that we're going to hand you this Christmas, and you have no idea. And all I'm going to tell you is, okay, let me give you an analogy, right? Here's a great analogy I want to share with you. I'm going to end with this. Would you jump out of an airplane for $1 million with no parachute? Would you do that? Would you jump out of an airplane for $1 million if you didn't have a parachute? Would you do it? You probably are saying, heck no, I wouldn't. I'd say, yeah, you would. What if it was parked? See, it's what you don't see, that you don't understand, and what the reward is on the other side. And let me tell you something. The reward that we're kicking in as a company to you to go and share this with 10 people, that's it, 10 people, and you're actually going to get shares in our company? Are you nuts? And I got told the other day what our projections are going to be. And I'm not going to project, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you want those freaking shares. You want those shares. Trust me, you want to be there. And the reason you do, because you'll start to set yourself up for the future. And let me tell you something. Everybody on this call, everybody has a purpose and a reason, because there's more double income families, more families working 2 jobs, mom's working, dad's working, kids going to daycare, going to school, nobody's spending time together. They pass each other in the hallway, high five. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for a week. And that's what's happening in everyday life. That's real. And it's about time you get to start dreaming in color. Start changing your mindset, thinking differently, and picture the future of what you want it to be, because when you put it out, it will come. I promise you. So with that said, I just want to thank everybody who participated tonight and shared their thoughts and their dreams and their passion with you guys. And this was an incredible, incredible event. I'm so stoked. You guys can see I'm fired up. Trent got me so fired up. I wanted to speak back at Trent time, but I couldn't speak. I had to let my other guys, let the leaders go, because why? It's most important that they get to share with you their passions. And let me tell you something, you guys. You got 4 men on the screen right now that are just absolutely paramount. I will take them to battle with me any day. Why? Because they got my back. That's what I know. And there's many other leaders I know for a fact they have the same thing. And let me tell you something. Where we're going and what we're doing, you guys, is going to change this world like you've never seen before. So don't ever lose hope. Stay focused. Keep the vision, keep the blinders on. Don't let this negative stuff going on around the world right now interrupt your dreams, your focus, your vision, what you want to accomplish. If it's $500 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, whatever it is, this company is going to provide that opportunity through something you're already doing and just not getting paid for it. So why not start getting paid for that right now? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, John Stahl. Thank you, JJ, for sharing tonight. And you guys, this was recorded. We will put up some recordings onto Facebook and YouTube. So all this will be chopped up into sections, so you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. And anyway, thank you guys, and be safe out there. Stay tuned for all of our future updates and announcements coming very soon with some really cool things. And I will tell you that we have some awesome announcements we'll be releasing sometime in the next week. So thanks, you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you later.